Hey there, English learners. Welcome back to the English Lift podcast, your favorite cozy corner of the internet, where real conversations meet real English. I'm Mia.
And I'm Harry, and today we have something really special for you. Not just a lesson, not just a chat, but a full, honest, sometimes uncomfortable conversation about something that affects every single one of us.
Uncomfortable. That's a bold way to start, Harry.
I know, but stay with us because this episode might actually change something for you.
In a dramatic way?
Maybe just a little. Okay, so today we're talking about comfort. Specifically, the comfort trap.
The comfort trap. That phrase alone should make you pause.
It should, because here's the thing. Comfort feels amazing. It feels safe. It feels like you've made it.
And sometimes it is. Sometimes comfort is the reward for hard work.
But sometimes it's a cage you don't even realize you're in.
Okay, that line hit differently.
Right? I thought about that one for a while.
So what do you mean exactly? How do you know if your comfort is a reward versus a trap?
Great question. And honestly, I think most people don't ask themselves that question nearly enough. We just exist in our routines and call it living.
That's painfully relatable.
Let me tell you about someone. A woman I'll call Sarah. Sarah had a really good life on paper. Stable job, nice apartment, the same coffee every morning, the same route to work, the same group of friends she'd had since university.
That sounds actually really lovely.
It did. Until she woke up one Tuesday morning and realized she couldn't remember the last time she felt genuinely excited about anything.
Oh.
Not sad, not depressed, just flat. Like someone had turned the volume down on her life and she'd stopped noticing.
That's such a specific kind of feeling. Not dramatic enough to call it a crisis, but heavy enough to feel wrong.
Exactly. And that is the comfort trap. When everything is fine, but fine starts to feel like a ceiling instead of a floor.
Fine as a ceiling. Wow.
Sarah didn't hate her life. She just stopped growing inside it.
Okay, I need to be honest. I have felt that. Not right now, but a few years ago. I was doing everything right, and I felt hollow.
Thank you for saying that, because I think more people feel that than talk about it.
It's embarrassing, you know? Like, what right do you have to feel empty when your life looks okay from the outside?
That comparison, your insides versus someone else's outsides, is one of the most toxic games we play with ourselves.
Yeah, it is.
And social media has absolutely supercharged that game.
Oh, don't even get me started on social media.
No, let's actually go there, because it's relevant.
Fine, but I warned you.
So think about this. You wake up, you pick up your phone, you scroll for maybe 10 minutes before you're even fully awake, and in those 10 minutes, you've seen someone's dream holiday in Bali, someone's perfect morning routine, someone's promotion announcement, someone's new apartment.
And suddenly your Tuesday morning in your pajamas feels like evidence of failure.
Exactly. And none of those things were real in the sense that you were seeing the highlight reel, not the full film.
The highlight reel versus the full film. That's a brilliant way to put it.
But here's what's important. The issue isn't social media itself. The issue is what happens to our sense of self when we're constantly comparing.
Say more about that.
There's actually a psychological term for this, social comparison theory. The idea that we determine our own worth by comparing ourselves to others.
And that comparison is always going to feel unfair when you're comparing your whole messy reality to someone else's curated 5-second story.
And the result? You feel like you're falling behind. Even if you're not. Even if you're actually doing beautifully.
I think this connects back to what you were saying about the comfort trap. Like you're comfortable, but then you see other people moving, and suddenly your comfort feels like laziness.
That's a really sharp observation, Mia. External comparison can make genuine contentment feel like stagnation, when it might not be.
So, how do you tell the difference?
You have to look inward, not outward.
What does that actually look like?
Ask yourself this: are you choosing this life? Or have you just stopped choosing?
Oh, that's different.
Very different. There's a huge gap between I am happy with what I have and I've just stopped trying to want more.
One is peace, the other is resignation.
And they can feel identical from the inside until you really look.
Okay, I want to bring in something practical here. I've been doing this thing recently. I call it the Sunday check-in. Every Sunday, I ask myself 3 questions.
What are the 3 questions?
Question 1, what surprised me this week? Because if nothing surprised you, if every day felt completely predictable, that might be a sign you need something new.
Love that. Question 2?
What did I do this week that I've never done before? It doesn't have to be big. A new recipe, a different route, a conversation with a stranger. Anything that broke the pattern.
And question 3?
What am I avoiding?
Ooh.
Yeah, because there's always something. A conversation you've been putting off. A skill you keep saying not yet to. A dream you've quietly shelved.
That last one. The shelved dream. Can we talk about that?
Please.
I think almost everyone has a version of it. Something they wanted deeply when they were younger. And over time, not dramatically, but slowly, they started believing it wasn't for them.
The slow letting go.
And it's not always trauma. Sometimes it's just practicality. Life got busy, responsibilities came, and the dream got filed under maybe someday, until someday started feeling like never.
I had one of those. I wanted to be a journalist, deeply, passionately at 17. And then I told myself I wasn't a good enough writer, then not brave enough, then that the industry was dying anyway.
You talked yourself out of it step by step.
I did. And I'm not unhappy with where I ended up. I genuinely love what I do. But there's this little part of me that wonders sometimes.
What if?
What if?
And I think what if is healthy, as long as it doesn't become, what if I'm a failure?
That's the thin line, isn't it?
Very thin. So the shelved dream doesn't have to be a source of regret. It can be a clue.
A clue to what?
To what you actually care about. Because even if you never became that journalist, Mia, the fact that you wanted it tells you something. You care about stories. You care about truth. You care about communication.
And those things I am doing, just in a different form.
Exactly. The dream wasn't wasted. It was redirected.
I actually feel a little better about that now.
Good. That's the goal.
Okay, let's talk about the difference between routine and ritual.
Ooh, say more.
Routines. We all have them. Wake up, brush teeth, make coffee, check phone, work, come home, watch something, sleep, repeat.
You just described my entire existence.
Same, but here's the difference. A routine is something you do automatically. A ritual is something you do with intention and meaning.
And the same action can be either one, depending on how you approach it.
Making your morning coffee. If you're half asleep, going through motions, routine. But if you slow down, feel the warmth of the mug, actually taste it, use that 5 minutes to breathe, that's a ritual.
And rituals make you feel present in your own life.
They turn existing into living.
And that is the core of this whole episode. The difference between existing and living.
A lot of people think that living means doing big things, traveling to exotic places, starting companies, having extraordinary experiences.
The Instagram version of a life well lived.
But I think truly living is actually much quieter. It's about being present, being intentional, being connected to yourself, to others, to what matters.
There's a philosopher, Simone de Beauvoir, who wrote that one doesn't simply have a meaningful life. One becomes it through choices and engagements.
The becoming. It's not a destination, it's an ongoing process.
And that removes the pressure of feeling like you have to arrive somewhere for your life to count.
That is genuinely comforting.
Which is funny because this episode is about the dangers of comfort.
The good kind, based on truth, not avoidance.
Let's talk about careers, because I think that's where a lot of people feel the comfort trap most acutely. There's this concept called the golden handcuffs.
Explain?
Golden handcuffs is when you stay in a job not because you love it, but because the salary is good, the benefits are nice, the routine is familiar, and leaving would mean giving up too much comfort.
Even when you dread Monday mornings, even when you've stopped learning, even when you look at other people and feel that quiet envy.
That quiet envy is actually very important data.
What do you mean?
Envy gets a bad reputation. We're taught to suppress it, but envy is incredibly useful. When you feel genuinely envious of someone, not superficially, but in your gut, it's usually because they have something you secretly want.
So instead of ignoring the envy,
Get curious about it. Ask, what specifically am I envious of? Their freedom? Their creativity? Their courage? And then that becomes a roadmap.
an honest roadmap. More honest than any career assessment you'll take online.
I've taken those. They always tell me I should be a librarian or a forest ranger.
Oh no.
Nothing wrong with either, just not me. But practically speaking, what do you do if you realize you're caught in the golden handcuffs?
Build the bridge before you burn the boat.
Say that again?
Build the bridge before you burn the boat. You don't blow up your stability. You start, quietly and deliberately, building toward what you want. A side project, a new skill, a conversation with someone in the field you're curious about.
Small moves. Consistent moves.
Small, consistent, intentional moves. And over time, the bridge gets long enough that crossing it doesn't feel like leaping into the void.
That is so much less terrifying than just follow your passion.
Just follow your passion is probably the least helpful career advice ever given.
You can't pay rent with passion.
Passion plus competence plus strategy. Now that's a formula.
Let's also talk about relationships, because I think the comfort trap is maybe even more sneaky there.
Much more sneaky. Because relationships are emotional, and it's so much easier to tell yourself what you have is enough rather than look too closely.
Imagine you have a friend. Let's call him Dan. You've been friends since school. History, memories, inside jokes. But Dan has a habit of complaining constantly. Every time you meet, how unfair his life is, how nobody appreciates him, how everything is someone else's fault.
I know a Dan.
We all know a Dan. And here's the trap. You stay not because it nourishes you, but because leaving feels disloyal. Because the history is real.
And because you genuinely care about Dan, even when the friendship is draining.
But energy is finite. The people you choose to be around are directly shaping your emotional landscape every single day.
You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
And if those 5 people are cynical, stagnant, and fearful, that energy seeps into you whether you notice it or not.
And to also ask yourself, am I being a Dan to someone else?
Oh, that's sharp.
We always see it in others, rarely in ourselves.
Growth is the antidote to the comfort trap. Not chaos, not recklessness, not burning everything down.
Intentional growth, in whatever form makes sense for your life, your circumstances, your season.
Okay, I want to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention. The role of boredom.
Boredom? Really?
Hear me out. Boredom has been completely mischaracterized as a bad thing, something to be escaped and filled.
Because we have infinite ways to avoid it now. Phone, Netflix, scrolling. And here's what that costs us. Boredom is where creativity lives, where your mind makes unexpected connections, where ideas appear, where you suddenly know what you actually want.
Because you stop running from yourself long enough to hear what you have to say.
When you're constantly consuming other people's content and opinions, your own voice gets very, very quiet.
And then one day you realize you've been living by other people's scripts so long, you've forgotten you had your own.
My grandmother used to call it sitting with yourself. She meant it as a skill.
She sounds wise.
She was. She used to say, you need to like your own company or you will spend your whole life running.
That's beautiful.
I think about that a lot.
Okay, let's move into today's word section.
Okay, today's words all connect to the themes of our conversation. High-level, natural English words that make you sound more fluent and thoughtful.
Word 1, stagnation.
Stagnation. S-T-A-G-N-A-T-I-O-N.
Stagnation means a state of no growth, no progress, no forward movement. You can be stagnating without feeling like you're standing still because everything around you feels familiar.
Use it like this. I've noticed some career stagnation lately. I need to challenge myself with something new.
Word 2, intentional.
Intentional. In-ten-tion-all.
Intentional means doing something with clear purpose and awareness. Not by accident, not out of habit, but by conscious choice. The opposite is drifting, and a lot of us drift more than we'd like to admit.
Use it like this. I'm trying to be more intentional about how I spend my free time.
Word 3, complacency.
Complacency. Complacency.
Complacency is self-satisfaction that makes you stop trying to improve. It often shows up when life is going well. That's when we're most at risk of stopping.
Use it. Success can breed complacency if you're not careful.
Word 4, resilience.
Resilience. Resilience.
Resilience is the ability to bounce back after difficulty, to be bent but not broken. And importantly, it isn't the absence of struggle. It's what you do inside and after the struggle.
Use it. Building resilience means exposing yourself to small challenges regularly, not waiting for one big crisis.
Word 5, vulnerability.
Vulnerability. Vulnerability.
Vulnerability is being emotionally open, willing to be seen honestly, including the imperfect parts. Brené Brown found that vulnerability is actually the birthplace of courage. You cannot be brave without first being willing to be vulnerable.
Use it. Vulnerability in relationships isn't weakness. It's the foundation of real trust.
Word 6, threshold.
Threshold. Threshold.
A threshold is a point of transition. In personal growth, your threshold is that edge where comfort ends and real learning begins. And every time you push past it, it expands.
Use it. I'm standing at a threshold right now. I know I need to change, but I'm afraid of what's on the other side.
Word 7, cultivate.
Cultivate. Cultivate.
Cultivate means to slowly and carefully develop something. Like a gardener, patience, attention, consistent care. You don't cultivate something in a day.
Use it. The best friendships are cultivated, not collected.
Word 8, momentum.
Momentum. Mo-men-tum.
Momentum is the force that builds when something is already moving. The hardest part of any habit or change is the beginning. But once you're moving, it starts carrying itself.
Use it. I finally started exercising regularly, and now I feel the momentum. Missing a day actually feels wrong.
Let's recap today's words.
Stagnation, intentional. Complacency, resilience. Vulnerability, threshold. Cultivate, and momentum.
8 powerful words for your English toolkit, all connected to living more consciously and courageously.
Now, say it better. We take sentences you might commonly say and transform them into something more powerful and expressive.
Sentence 1. I'm stuck.
Better version. I feel like I've reached a plateau, and I'm ready to figure out what's next. That shows self-awareness and forward energy, not just helplessness.
Sentence 2. I'm scared to change.
Better version. Change feels threatening right now, but I'm starting to realize the real risk is standing still. That reframe turns fear into wisdom.
Sentence 3. I'll start when I'm ready.
Oh no.
I know. Better version. I've been waiting to feel ready, but I'm learning that readiness usually comes after you start, not before.
That's the whole game, honestly.
Sentence 4. I don't have enough time.
Better version. I have the same 24 hours as everyone else. What I'm really examining is how I'm choosing to use mine.
That one requires honesty about how much time goes to scrolling.
So much scrolling.
Sentence 5. I've missed my chance.
Powerful one.
Better version. I may have missed one window, but I'm choosing to believe that new windows are still opening, as long as I stay willing to grow.
Because that fear that you've missed your chance is one of the most common and most painful ones. And it's almost never true.
The people who thrive aren't the ones who got it right on the first try. They're the ones who kept trying even when they believed they'd already missed it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's close with 3 questions to carry out of this episode.
Question 1. What is one area of your life where you've chosen comfort over growth? And is that a choice you actually want to keep making?
Question 2. Who in your life genuinely challenges you and makes you want to become more? Are you spending enough time with them?
Question 3. What is one small, specific action you could take this week to begin moving towards something that actually matters to you?
Not a plan, not a resolution, just one action.
Because one action is where all change begins.
And if you're listening to this, you're already someone who's willing to think, to reflect, to grow.
And that puts you so far ahead of people who never ask these questions at all.
We don't need to blow up our lives to escape the comfort trap. We just need to stay awake inside them.
Stay curious. Stay intentional. Stay willing to begin again.
Because the most dangerous comfort isn't the one you chose. It's the one that chose you, and you never noticed.
Until now.
Until now.
Okay, I want to talk about habits, because I think habits are the invisible architecture of the comfort trap.
Go on.
There's this idea, I think it comes from James Clear's work, that we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems.
I know that idea, and it's devastatingly accurate.
Because you can want something very badly. You can have the best intentions. But if your daily habits are all pointing in the opposite direction, good intentions change nothing.
Give me a concrete example.
Sure. Let's say someone wants to become a better writer. Great goal. But their daily habits are wake up late, immediately check social media, spend the day in reactive mode, come home exhausted, watch TV until they fall asleep.
No writing happening in that schedule.
Not a minute. And they'll feel guilty about not writing. They'll set goals about writing. They might even buy notebooks.
Oh, the notebooks. Writers love buying notebooks without writing in them.
Guilty. I have so many beautiful empty notebooks.
But the actual writing never happens because there's no slot in the system for it.
So the solution isn't more motivation. It's redesigning the system.
Creating the conditions for the behavior you want.
Yes. So if you want to write, you decide in advance. The first 30 minutes after I wake up, before I touch my phone, I write. Not when I feel inspired, not when conditions are perfect, just this time slot, this habit, every day.
And the first week will feel terrible.
Absolutely terrible.
But then something shifts.
It does, because you're not relying on motivation, which is unreliable. You're relying on structure, which is consistent.
And this applies to everything. Exercise, learning, relationships, creativity. You don't wait to feel like doing the thing. You build a system where the thing gets done.
And over time, the system becomes the identity.
Say more.
Identity change is the real driver of behavior change. Not goals, not motivation. Identity. Who you believe you are.
Okay.
So instead of saying, I want to become a writer, you shift to, I am a writer. And then you ask yourself, what would a writer do this morning? And the answer is, they'd write, even for 15 minutes, even badly.
Because you're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You're just acting in alignment with who you are.
And every small action reinforces the identity. And the identity makes the next action easier.
And I want to connect this back to the comfort trap, because I think this is actually the escape route.
What do you mean?
The comfort trap is essentially an identity trap. You've defined yourself by who you were, by what you've always done, by the version of you that exists in your current routines. And stepping out of that feels like a threat to your identity.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Because change doesn't just feel risky, it feels like a kind of death of the familiar self, which is why people resist it even when they rationally want it.
So the growth process is actually a kind of ongoing identity negotiation.
You're constantly asking, who am I becoming? And sometimes that requires letting go of who you've been.
That's both exciting and terrifying.
That's growth in a nutshell.
And I think the most courageous thing anyone can do is stay curious about themselves. Not defensive, not rigid, but genuinely open to the possibility that there's more to discover.
About themselves, about the world, about what they're capable of.
I also want to talk about something I've been doing recently, a Spark journal.
What goes in a Spark journal?
Only things that made you feel alive. Not just things you're grateful for, specifically things that sparked something in you. A sentence from a book that made you stop and reread it. A conversation that left you energized for hours. A piece of music that hit you unexpectedly. A moment of beauty you almost missed.
Oh, I love this.
The idea is that over time, you start to see patterns. You realize what actually ignites something in you, as opposed to what you think should ignite something in you.
The difference between the life you're performing and the life you actually want.
And for me, looking back at a month of entries, almost everything I wrote was connected to learning, reading, discovering, having my mind changed, which told me something really important about where I need to invest more time.
And that's actionable, right? It's not just self-awareness for its own sake. It points you somewhere.
That's the key. Self-reflection without action is just navel-gazing.
But self-reflection that leads somewhere, that's transformation.
And I think the most dangerous comfort isn't dramatic. It doesn't announce itself. It arrives slowly, disguised as stability.
And by the time you feel it, really feel it, you've already been inside it for a long time.
So the practice isn't one big moment of waking up. It's 1,000 small moments of choosing to stay awake.
Every Sunday check-in. Every spark you write down. Every question you ask yourself honestly. Every time you choose the slightly harder, slightly more alive option.
That's the practice.
That's the whole thing.
Simple. Not easy, but simple.
The best things rarely are.
Thank you for being here with us today. Truly.
Keep leaping forward. We'll see you next time.